Good morning all for the second session of this fifth day. So are you able to see my screen? Okay, hope the presentation, the screen and my audio is loud and clear to all of you. Okay, so that will start with our first Android app development for the purpose of monitoring the data from Firebase. Okay, so let me delete everything from here. Or you can start with the new screen. So go to the projects, then click on start new project. Then click on, then enter the project name. Say monitor. Then click OK. Okay, now this is going to open on the new window. Okay, so we'll start fresh with the screen, and we want to observe the data which is coming to our Firebase. So, meaning is there will be a data available on Firebase. Okay, right now we do not have any data, but we'll think that whatever our IoT node is there, that IoT node will send the data to our Firebase, and our app has to read the data from the Firebase. Okay, so we'll add a few things here. So we'll add something here, just like I'll go to layout first. Okay, I'll add the horizontal arrangement here. And I'll make this horizontal arrangement width as fill parent. And now click OK. The height I want to be only 20%. It means that whatever the screen of your mobile is there, say what it will count the number of pixels in height, and out of that, whatever the 20% is there, that will be assigned to this horizontal block. Okay, so this is going to be the height of your horizontal block. Okay, so what actually I am doing here, I would like to add the tables like this in this horizontal block. Okay, so now I am adding here the table. What actually I am doing here, on the left hand side I want one logo, and on the right hand side I want some name there. Okay, so just like every app has some logo and everything, so that thing I am going to add. So just open table and add the table, and in the table write 2 columns, and width is fill parent. Okay, and height is automatic, and that height will be the height it will take of your horizontal arrangement. Fine. Now I will open some image. So I need image here. So media. So upload the file from here. So here is the at the bottom side there is a button called as upload file. Okay, so whatever the number of files that you want to add in your project that you can add here. So I upload here, choose file. So any file that you have that you can add here. Take a logo institute.
Paste.
Let me take any logo here. You can take any logo from here. So we'll take the Apple logo from it. Okay. So I'll pick the image from here, user interface. Here. And I will go to a picture which is that I have already uploaded here. See what is I have done. I have already uploaded one image here, and then what I did. What I did, I have go to the user interface. There is an image palette. Go to the user interface. There is a image palette. Okay, and drag it to our table. As we have a table is there having two columns. So first image we have added. Tables, columns. Those we want only one. So for our table there should be only one. Okay. Now the first image we got, fine, and the width is that will have 50%. Only 30%. Okay. What is the picture that we want? The file that we have uploaded. Okay. Then we'll take So this is what image we have. So we have selected the 20% of height and the 30% of width. Okay. And now we are getting the logo here. Now from here, pick up the label and add in your table. So the total is 100%. Out of that, 30% you have used for logo. So how much is it remaining? 70%. So we'll give it the width. What is the total width is here? 100%. Out of that, 30% we have given to logo. So for the text, how much width is remaining? 70%. So what we'll do, from the width, we'll select the percent of width 70.
Repeat for me.
So do you got this one? If you do not want to upload the image, you can upload separately also. Okay, just like suppose I take again, delete this one, make it delete, delete, fine. And what are the table we have? So okay, what we have to do, you just go here, the palette image, drag it and check how many columns are there in the table, like this. So in the first column, put your image. Okay. Now go to the right side to the properties. In properties, go to the width and make the width of 30%. So your logo will be on left hand side and the 70% will remain. Therefore, to write something there. Okay. And click OK. And what about the height? It will make full parent. So make it automatic. Okay, so we'll keep the height automatic and the width 30%. Now the next height hoga, then width, and then next is picture. Okay, now go to the picture here. This is a picture, and click on this where there is a written none. So click on it, and now under the none there is an image it is showing. Okay, either you pick up the image which is available there, or you can upload the image from the upload tab. So here is the upload tab, or you can directly take the image which is already we have uploaded. तो या तो आप डायरेक्ट ये इमेज लीजिए या फिर आप now I will go to the upload. I will select the choose file again. And I will select the and click OK. Now your image is not visible there, correct? Why this is so? Because its height. So we know that what is the total height of our horizontal arrangement that we have taken? It is 20%. So we'll make the height to the 20%. Okay, and now see, we'll get the logo there. Fine. I hope you understood this one. Now, once we are done with image, on the left hand side there is a palette label. So pick up the label and put on a second column of the table. See, this is the first column and this is the second column. Okay, enter here. Now 30% of width we have used for the image. So remaining 70%. Okay, then whatever the text is here, for that we will assign 70% of width. Okay, so go to the properties and then go to the width and make the percentage of 70% and click OK. And then make the alignment of the text to the center. What is the text that you want? I want here the farm monitor. So I have written here the name of that text, farm data monitor. Okay. Now if you want to change the color of the text, you can change from here. Make it magenta. Now we go to make it bold. I can increase the font, say 20. Okay, great. So now we got one image and we got okay. So we are now done with this. One image and its name. Okay, now we want to get the data. So what actually we will do, we'll just take a simple label from here. I will add that label here at the bottom. Okay, even if you have not done this thing, farm data monitoring or label, don't worry about this. Okay, you just put one label here, this label. And I'll make this label and write it as the live status. What is I'm writing? Live status. Okay. Now make the width the parent. Make the font bold. Text alignment center. Let the background color anything that you want. Okay. Okay, now we have done this one, a simple image, logo and name, and then we have added one text here, that is a live text. And then I'll add another label here to print the data which is coming from the our Firebase. So I'll again make the same properties here. I'll make the width fill parent. I'll make the text center. Okay. I'll make the font bold. I'll make the font size be at 20. Okay, but I want here to be our sensor data. Okay, so here live status of say so here I want the data which is coming from your Firebase. Therefore, what I'll do, I'll remove the text from here. What in the properties, go to the properties, and from the properties, remove the text. And just remember what is the name there. So we got three labels. One label this one, second label this one, and third label this one. In the third label, you want to display our Firebase data. Remember this one. Where you want to display the data. Great. Now, what is the name of your label? Label 3. On this label 3, we want to display a Firebase data. Okay, so this is the one part that we did. Now, in this app, you want to add the Firebase, correct? Because you want to take the data from the Firebase. So, we have the experimental Firebase API is available. Go to the experiment on our left side. There is a Firebase. Now, just drag it and put into the app and click on OK. Okay, in the app it will not be shown, but it will be there in the components. Okay, so it is there in the components. Fine. Now, on the right hand side, if you click on the Firebase, on the right hand side, it is showing some of the parameters. But the first parameter is a Firebase token. Second is Firebase URL. Then it is calling as a project bucket. Okay, so what now we have to do? In the notepad itself, we have copied something already, correct? These parameters we have copied at the time of Firebase. So the database secret, that is nothing but your key. Just copy it completely, copy it, and go to your Teams MIT App Inventor, and here is a Firebase. Sorry, here is a Firebase token. So remove this first. Whatever there. Okay, remove this first. Everything. And paste it. Okay. Now we have added the Firebase token. Then Firebase URL. Go to the again notepad, and the above link we have this one. So copy it again as it is, and go to your Firebase URL. Okay, now there is a project bucket name. It means that, see, in the Firebase demo, this is what the database that we have created already. So we have, I think, deleted everything here, correct? So we do not have any data here. But in case of MIT App Inventor, we have given the bucket name as a farm monitor. It means that once automatically, if you do this thing, or if you once you build your app, then automatically another bucket will be created here. तो आपको वो करने की जरूरत नहीं होगी, वो ऑटोमेटिकली यहाँ पे क्रिएट हो जाएगी. Okay. I hope you understood what I have did. I have to add the Firebase token here. Then I have to add the Firebase URL that we have copied in the notepad, and then project. Okay, those who have joined later on, they know. Go to your Firebase. This is the URL. If you go to project setting here, and if you go to service accounts, if you click on database secrets, and at the bottom you will get the secret for the token. And if you click on a show and just copy it and paste it. Okay, so this is what the token and your link is. Now once you are done with this, now almost everything is ready for the app, how it will look. But we are not provided what data will be has to come on this level 3, correct? So basically we have developed the front end, not the back end. So this is the just front end we have developed, that this will be the image, this will be the text. So whatever the amount of data that we visualize, that is now available here. Now what is should be the happen at the back end, that we have to do by using the programming. Now obviously again the people think, oh, we need to do some programming. No, there is a block level programming is here. So here is, if you see, this is a blocks name. If you click on these blocks, it will open another window, and something gets changed now. On the left hand side, you can see there is a blocks. Okay, you can see here there is a blocks. I hope you got this one. You will be here. Okay, you will be here. On the right hand side, on the top, there is a block button. Blocks button is there. So tab is there. Just click on it, and it will open the blocks. Okay. Now here you want to write something that should display the data. Okay, that should display the data. That should display the data on a label 3. Remember that on which label or on a text label you want to display the data. That is what label 3. You have to remember, you have to note down on paper itself. Otherwise, or you have to rename this all such blocks in a such a way that your block level programming will be easy. Okay. So what I will do, I will go to Firebase here. Okay. See on the left hand side there is a Firebase. Okay, I hope you got this one. Now in this Firebase you will get different tab options. Okay. Now for this I will select the first, that is the when database 1 data change. Okay, take this and the drag it. Same thing you have to do. You have to drag it. Actually हमें करना क्या है, देखिए, we want to get the data from the Firebase. जो आपने Firebase बनाया, from that Firebase you want to read the data. Okay, now to read the data, when we have to read the data, whenever there is a change in data. Okay, initially it will be 0. Okay, once there is a change in data, then automatically that will be reflected on your app. Okay, so therefore we have used the function when database data is changed. Okay, Firebase data is changed. Whenever the Firebase data is changed, now you have to call for Again, click on a Firebase. Go to Firebase get values. Okay. If it is changed, now check what value has changed. So do like this. Everything is there in the Firebase itself. Okay. So click on a Firebase. Go to get value. And we'll get this one. Okay. Now, as you know, in the Firebase, we do not have any bucket, and also we do not have any key, correct? So we want to create a one key or the sensor name, and from that we want to read the data. So what we'll do, we'll create a one tag. Okay. So for that, just go to a text block. Okay, go where we have to go. This one. This is a text. So click here, and the top there is a this first block is there. That is a text string. Okay, drag it and add it. Okay, and give this any key name. Suppose I want to measure soil moisture. So I have written here the soil moisture. Okay. Getting this one? So I have just created a name with the key of soil moisture. So what actually the Firebase is now going to do, it will check whether there is a soil moisture type of keys available in the database or not. If it is available there, it will take the data. If it is not available there, then it will create the key itself. So in the database, we have not created already key there, but we are asking the Firebase database that we get the data from the soil moisture key, but this key is not already available there. So what it will do, it will create that key. Okay, automatically that key will be created there. Fine. Now once we get the data, where to display it, है ना, यहाँ पे आपको डेटा मिल जाएगा. अब वो जो आपको डेटा मिलने वाला है, where to display it, we have to display it on a label 3. बराबर है, we have to display it on a label 3. So we'll go to Firebase again, and if you receive the data, so we'll take the function when Firebase database got value. What we have to do, we have to display it on a label 3. So I'll click on a label 3, and I will pick up the label 3 text. I'll pick up the label 3 text, this one, set label 3 text. तो ये लेवल 3 पे क्या डिस्प्ले होना चाहिए, the value of this soil moisture database, है ना, की तो आपका soil moisture है, provided this value, so value of this text. So I will pick up another text. Take a variable, take a variable of get, use it. Okay. And now here pick up the value. You see, it is giving you two values, tag and value. So out of this we want tag. So say here tag. So what is the tag here? The tag will be soil moisture, and its value will be here. So only this is the two blocks that we have written here. Okay, one is for data. If the data get changed in the Firebase, then receive it. Okay, receive it, and once you receive the data, then display it on a label 3. I hope you got this one. One block is to receive the data from the Firebase. Okay, and the second block is for once receive the data to display that data on a label 3. Get value block is in the variables. It is in the variables. If you just click on here, see this is, just drag it and predict it, and if you click at the center, it will open the two values. Okay, I hope everyone have done this one. So let's check our block is proper or not. How to check it? Go to the left hand side. There are different blocks here. Screen, then horizontal arrangement, table. Just forget about this horizontal arrangement, table, image 1, label 1 and label 2. Okay, don't worry about this one. Think about this label 3, whether there is a label or not. If you use only a single label, then only that label, on that label you display the data. So on label 3, you have to display the text. Otherwise what will happen? On another text, it will display your value. If you are done with this, now check here on the bottom side here. How many warnings it is showing? 0. How many errors it is showing? 0. So if it is showing some warnings or error here, it means that you have not done any connection properly. Okay, or something is missing here. Shall I continue now? Okay, I have done with the blocks. We have already done the designer block. Now, if you click on the screen, here on the right hand side, there is a properties available. So it is showing what is the about the screen, what is the default current, default color, what is the app name. So if you want to change the app name, you can change from here. Then what will be the background color, then what will be the background image that you want. Suppose I want to change the background image, you can also change. Then icon, what will be the icon of your app? As you know, for every app there is an icon, correct? Let's say Google का G आता है, then for Drive there is one symbol, because every app has their own icon. So you can pick up the icon from here if you want. Okay. If you are done with this, now let me go to build, and I will click on provide QR code for APK. So I'll click here. I'll share my mobile window also. I'll show you how actually it is going to be done through your mobile. So now it is compiling and making your own app. Once the compiling will done, it will pop up the QR code.
Generated by.
Okay, now it has opened the QR, correct? So what actually you have to do now? You can see this is my mobile screen. I have shared. Okay. Go to mobile camera. I will take the lens. I will scan it. Okay. It is showing the link. I will click it there. It is opening the app. I will click say OK. Download it. Now let me open it. Let me install it. Okay, it will ask to give the permission to install this type of apps. Now I will open it. Check it or not. So those who have installed, check whether the app is working or not. So have you installed the app? Just a minute, actually I am looking for what is the issues happening. Yeah, just a minute. It's that okay. So the problem that is happening here due to the selection of the what we have selected here, the location of the database that we are storing here, that is a Southeast Asia, that is Singapore. Okay, because I tried with the other US based server, it is working fine. Okay, so let me share you the screen. Yeah, so we have done this thing, and it is showing that Asia Southeast, right? So basically, if I go to Firebase, if I click on a add project, and if I let's say and we'll continue here. So in this project, actually, do not select that Southeast Asia, Singapore. So due to this, what happened? The link, the URL that Firebase has generated, that is not linking up. So that's why our app start failing continuously. Okay, continue, and here go to the real time database. Create database and keep this United States as it is. Start in a test state mode, enable. Okay, now you can see here, this time the link is in the form of .com, correct? Earlier it was .app was there, correct? I hope you're understanding this one. Only the problem was that we have selected the server from the Singapore. Okay, that is what the problem with our selection. So don't do the any. Actually, we discussed that okay, there will be a nearest server that we have to select, but that is not actually it is working properly. So just select the server for the US and then copy this one and go to my MIT app, and that I will use it. Change here. See here, the link is .app. So that actually we don't want. So let's remove it. It should be .com, and then again I will go to the Firebase. I will go to project setting. I will go to service accounts. I will go to database secrets. And then I will go to show and copy this. Okay, go to MIT app inventor. So everything will be as it is. And you can go to build and click on app. Build. those who are facing the same type of issue, I request them go to your Firebase database and select the server which is from the US, not from the Singapore. So even whatever your databases are there, your projects are there, suppose select your project, in that also we can change the so here also you can change rtg.firebase.firebase.io.com. Likewise, you can also change them. So here it is showing the location, database location, Precious Office. So that actually we don't want. Some of the people are asking me about the exam. I have shared the schedule to you. Okay, please go through the schedule. On the schedule, I have given the time and everything. As per the time, the schedule of the test, we will have the exam. Okay, once you are done, now let's do again. Click on this link. Ask for the link. Click on download again. Okay. Great, it is working now. Okay. So let me go to fine. This is what they have installed correctly. So there was an error in the Firebase URL link in the app that we have. Okay, so now let me share my great. So somebody is from Mr. G. Who is that Mr. G? Is there? Great, you are doing it really good. Fine, then I will show you the screen. Okay, so we're here. Now if I go to my database, if I go to my database and my project, which project I have created right now, this is the ABCD. I'll go to here, I'll go to real-time database. Okay. Now, in my app inventor, what is the project bucket name is there? It is the farm monitoring. Okay. So I'll go to the same using check 6351. I'll add here. Should get connected. Everything is good. Now we have to create it. Database. Create bucket. Add here the name. Name as yeah. So those who are show you screen here. So see what value I have entered here 34. Let me show you my app. So you can see here. So this value 34 we are getting here. So if I change it to say 70, if I enter, it will change on your app. So if I change it to say any value, 45, so 45. Good. So what is actually happening here? Whatever the data that we are sending from our Firebase, it is now updating on your mobile app. What actually it means that whatever the data that we are sharing from your Firebase, it is actually working right. Okay. So it means that it is going to work. Okay, those who are in the meeting, somebody, you can just go to the chat. Somebody is doing the same thing after me, and it is working. Okay, now once you are done with this, what is the meaning is that whatever your app and your Firebase database there, their connection is okay. Okay, so another part that will come to is now we'll send, no sorry, we'll make the app for controlling the data. Okay, so now this time we have created our bucket, then we have created the key as well as its value, and we sent it to the app. Okay, So again, we'll go to the MIT App Inventor. Those who are joined late for the MIT App Inventor, they can also see how we can do this for another app also. So I'll go to projects. I'll click on start new project. I'll say now this time farm control. Click on OK. I will get the blank window here. Now so what actually I am doing right now, I'll take a button, okay, and if I press that button, then any device which is connected to our IoT node should get switched on or off, okay. So and that data should route through our Firebase database. So what I will do, I'll take first one label, okay. I will make its width to be the yeah, I will tell you again how to link it, because in this app also we are going to link. So that's why I am saying those who are again those who are not understand it how we did it, please please see this again, because the next app I am doing, so you may get the understanding again. Okay, so click on a field parent, click OK, text alignment center, enter the text here. I'm writing here pump control, okay, and then I'm putting here the width 20. Let me make it bold. Let me make it the font color. Okay, so this is what the one account control text I have added. Now I have added. Now I want to add the button. So I'll add here the button. Okay. Let again make the change the properties of this button, and I will go here. I will make the width again field parent. We will make it okay. I will so click control pump. Name is click to control pump button. I will make its font bold. Make it 20. Okay. And height I will make 10%. So these are the few parameters I have done here. Fine. Now I will take another label here. And I will again do the same properties. Width, field parent, okay. I will make alignment center, and I will make the font bold, font size 20, and I will remove everything from here, from the text. Okay. So what actually I am doing here, that if I click the button, then automatically the pump should start. But whether the pump is on or not, on or off, that it is going to display on next text. Okay. So it means that we'll get the understanding that the whatever the pump is there already in a on condition or in a off condition. I hope it is a. I hope you are understanding this one. So only three parts I have used. One label for giving the title to your app. Another I have used the button, and the second the label for displaying the status of your button. Sorry, for displaying the status of your pump. Okay. Then I'll go to experimental. I will add the Firebase database here. Now I'll go to Firebase again. I'll take the link from here. So this is not actually your link. So just copy this link here. Remember that your link should be .com. Okay. So copy this. I'll go to MIT App Inventor and I will paste here in the default. Then I will go to the Firebase. I will go to project setting. I will go to service accounts. I will click on database secrets and click on show, copy it. And again go to MIT App Inventor and what are the keys there, that delete it and paste here. So we are done with the token, Firebase, and project bucket. Now this time the project bucket name is farm control. Fine. Now go to the blocks. And I will take here the global variable. So let me go to variable. I'll make a global variable here. So just like in any programming language, we make a variables. I will make a variable here. So I'll write here the farm control. Okay, and then I will make its value to true. Okay. Then so we have a button, correct? So once you press the button, then something has to happen. So we'll take this is the button here. So click on a button here, and what should have to happen when we press the button? So that will take this option. That is when the button one get clicked, do this thing. So take this one. Okay, and in this we'll check whether once you press the button, now you have to check whether the pump control is true or not. If it is true, then we have to make it false. If it is false, then we have to make it true. Why this is so? Because if you press once the button, then your pump should on. Next time if you press the button, then your pump should get off. Okay. So likewise we are doing here. So we will take the conditional statement. Okay. We will go to there is the control. So this is the if statement. I will take it to if. I will check if. Okay, I am going to check if. Okay, so therefore I will check whether my whether the global variable, that is a pump control, is equal to what? It should be true. Okay, so if it is true, then make it false. Okay, so then make it false. So therefore, then go to the control. So set variable, set. I will make the global variable to false. Copy it and here itself. False. Okay. Now, if we set the pump control to false, it means that we can also set the text. So let go to level 2. I will set the text here. So I will take set text. Where it is? Set level 2 text. So click here. Okay, and it should be. We'll take the text from here. I will here. Right here. If it is false, it means it is off. Okay. I'll copy this again. else what we have to do? If it is false, then it should be true, right? And this should be on. Try to understand this one. So if you click the button, we are checking whether the pump control is already true or not. If it is true, then you have to make it false. So अगर वो पहले से on है, then you have to make it off. Okay, this, so as soon as it will be false, then whatever the label is there, that label will be off. If already it is if it is false, then it will make the true. Therefore, it will set the text to on. Okay, and now we want to send the data, the true or false, to the our Firebase. So let me call the Firebase. So call Firebase and store value, where it is the store value. So click here. Okay. So everything is happened now. Store the value. Which value you have to store? This global variable. The global variable. So I will take the, so what will be the tag here? Add the tag first. My tag is anything, any tag you can assign, say from control. So this is the key which is going to return on your Firebase, and which value we have to store? The value that is true or false. So it will pick up the get right. What will be here? So let's check this one. So what is happening here? We have just initialized one variable whose initial value is 2. Okay. So what is going to happen when we press the button? So before storing the value, what actually it will do? It will check whether the initial value of your variable is true or not. If it is true, then it will make it false. Okay. And due to this, what the false means what? It is going to switch off your pump. Therefore, on the text we are writing off. Okay, or we can write the off. Here we can write. Okay, and if the initial condition of your variable is false, then it will make it to true. Therefore, this it is going to switch on the pump. Okay. Let me check this one first. Yeah, it is correct. It will be log, everything is correct. We will again build it. So if you want to do this at your end, please, I am uploading these videos today itself. On most of the videos I have uploaded on YouTube, and I have shared the playlist link in our group, WhatsApp group. So I also upload this all videos there. So those who do not understand due to the lag in the online session, so please go through the videos and try yourself, or you can also share these videos to your students so that they can also go through it. Okay, now we got the QR code. Let me share it from screen. Camera. Okay, now we got the link. Commit. Install. Okay, now I got this app like this. This is the button which I press. Yeah, this is it. We're writing prompt is off. Right click again. Then it says prompt is off. Correct. Now it is working fine. Okay, I will go to my database again. I'll check whether it is changing the data or not. So I will stop this sharing. I will share my laptop screen again. I will go to my Firebase database here. So I will go to Firebase. I will go to my real-time database. Now see here, in the MIT App Inventor, if you go to the designer, what was the bucket name? Farm control. So if I go to Firebase again, if I check, see with the farm control already there is a bucket created. If I click on a plus, see the farm control value is false. So if I click on a farm, then it will say true. If I click again a farm, it will say false. So it means that from the app, so see, we have done both the ways. That is from the Firebase to your app, and then from your app to Firebase. So almost the bidirectional data transfer from your data Firebase to your app and app to your Firebase database that we have done. Okay, those who are doing after me, have you done this thing? Yeah, even if I don't create a project bucket in the Firebase, it will be created automatically by the web address based in MIT app and project bucket name. Is it correct? Yes, it is going to be created. Only in case if you if you use the variable Firebase store value, in that case it is going to create the bucket. But in case if you want to send the data from your Firebase data app, Firebase database to your mobile app, in that case you have to create your own bucket and you have to create your own variable name, and then it will send that data. Okay. I hope you are understanding what I have to say, that if you send data from your Firebase database to your mobile app, then whatever your bucket or your key, it should be there in your Firebase. Okay. And in case in the another way, when you want to send data from your mobile app to your Firebase database, then automatically it will create the bucket as well as the key and its value. Yes, in both way it is possible. That is why we are done. In the first app, we have done the monitoring. In this app, we have done the controlling. Correct? Now, what is our role? Only we have to make one IoT node. So I will use the ESP32. In that ESP32, what we'll do, we'll write a code and we'll read the data from your Firebase database. See, why you may wondering why I am actually doing this thing. See, now I have tested the Firebase database and MIT App Inventor. Now you can see here that both way I am getting the data. If I write something data, some data in my Firebase, I am getting that data on my app. If I am pressing some buttons on my app, the same change I am occurring in a database. What actually it means that there is a proper connection between our cloud and your mobile app. Okay. Now next part is write any whatever your code is there, API code with the Firebase, and send data or receive the data from the Firebase database. क्या करना है हमें? You either write a code in your microcontroller, whichever microcontroller you are using of IoT board, in a such a way that, and send the data to the Firebase, okay, or receive the data from your Firebase. Getting? If you are not, if it is not, if you're not getting the data on your mobile app, though your hardware is working correctly, it means that there is an issue only with your hardware and the connection with the Firebase. There is no issue between the Firebase and your mobile app, because we have tested right now that connection between your Firebase database and the Firebase cloud and your mobile app is correct. So there is no error or any issue with the connection between your Firebase cloud and the mobile app. So do not look any error for your database and the mobile app. I hope you are understanding this one. It is working perfectly. Okay. And next part is you just program your hardware in a such a way that the data that you want to monitor on your mobile app should be sent from your IoT node to the Firebase cloud, so that we will receive it in a mobile app. And whatever the data that we are controlling in a Firebase database, just like the true and false, let receive that data in your IoT node and control some actuator. Okay. Okay, up till now, I have given a right to everyone to unmute yourself. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Yeah, the next part of your hands-on session is what? Whatever the IoT node is there, I will show you. Yeah, this is what the IoT hardware I have. Okay, and I have connected one sensor here and one LED here. So what actually we'll do, whatever the sensor that we have connected, that data will send to the Firebase. Okay, here in the farm monitoring, and this data is going to change. And once this data is going to change, automatically you can observe that in your mobile app also the data is changing. So it means that whatever the data we have in your hardware, that we are sending to the cloud and then we are receiving in your mobile app. So we have a complete flow of data is there on the internet. So anywhere in the world you can observe your data. And also when in your mobile app, if you press the button, this data will be changed, and here we'll write a code in your controller so that this LED should switch on and off automatically. So from anywhere we can make this device on and off. So it means that in place of this LED, you can connect the relay, and you can connect any 30-volt device, or you can make a circuit in such a way that any pump circuit is there that you can switch on and off. Right? If you so anyone would like to ask me question, you can unmute yourself and let we have some discussion. If not, we'll stop here either. Yes, anyone having any doubt? They can unmute themselves.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. It was very nice practical demo, sir. Just I want to ask one question. For example, uh, uh, suppose the real time systems, for example, like the measurement of waters, or let me take one example, like a pump, water pump. It's one
Yeah.
device, right?
Yeah.
So if we want to control that, then okay, IoT part we can design for that, IoT. And but sir, how we can make the communication between, see, if we take like a water pipeline, and based on our device, we want to control the supply of the waters, or we can say valve. So for that, sir, how we can design the IoT relevant device, or is there any ready-made the smart valves are available in the market? So that just I want to ask.
You mean regarding the hardware? Yeah.
Yes, regarding hardware, yes.
No, that is up to you how you are going to design it. Okay, because see, there are already smart watches and everything is just like the last lecture by Mr. Abhijit Joshi from the Jain Irrigation System.
Mm-hmm.
They, if you go to the Jain Irrigation System, they are already selling the such type of smart watch. So why to design your own? Okay, but if it is your specific work, then you have to design your own.
Okay, so in most of the case means we have to even sir also gave the comparison that the to design customization or you purchase, which one is the best option. So okay, actually what I want to design one device like which can manage the water supply, right?
Yeah.
So water supply means sometimes suppose the level of water, like the level 1 means the flow is very less, then the level 2 means the flow is high, then level 3 flow is more. So we have to place the hardware in between the water pipeline, so that we can control with this device remotely.
Okay, sir. Look, as some of the faculty members are working with some of the industries, and whenever we have such type of ideas there, generally we do not go into hardware designing at the initial stage level.
Mm-hmm.
What we do, whatever our idea is there, we try to first test it by using available walls or any missed devices.
Okay,
Once
ready-made
our
available device, yeah.
Yeah. Once our idea get tested with some prototype and available devices, then we think about the designing of any hardware. Because the developing of hardware, of your own hardware, it is a time-consuming process. Okay,
Yes.
and if you
Yep.
waste your time in developing hardware itself, it means that you are just wasting your time in proving your idea itself. First, first thing is that you just prove your idea with the available components, and then try to improve that hardware prototype by developing your own hardware.
Sir, can you give the few reference that where we can get this type of hardware?
Yeah, sure, sir. I will put in a chat box.
Yeah, sure, sir. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Sir, I want to ask one thing. Sir, very nice presentation. So I really enjoyed this connecting the Firebase cloud with apps, and I learned to create the app also. Sir, this Firebase is a public cloud, and we are using it to store the data of our sensors, which must be there in the you can say IT over there, hardware. What I understood from this particular thing. And sir, are there any other websites available or the clouds which give us the access of the data for the research purpose, which are having from the which are connected with the sensors? Sir, are there any public clouds which are giving us the data for research purposes?
No, means which type of data you want?
Sir, the sensors data. There must be the
No.
sensors placed in the some of the fields. So
See, just like
can
no,
we?
no, see,
Yeah.
ma'am, just like we have a required medical imaging data is there, satellite imaging data is there, okay, or just like with the agriculture department, we have a such type of farm related data is already available. Means what exactly data you want, that is important.
Sir, let's say medical imaging data which they have collected from the sensors. So from which sites they can get those particular data, which are connected from the IoT itself, having the IoT framework. Any of the like public cloud you are aware of, sir? So
No,
can I
no,
have?
no. Actually, I don't think so. You will get such type of data. I
Okay.
think this, just like medical images database are already available. If you go through
Okay.
ECG, EMG, such type of already data available. Okay, but you are saying that through IoT, I don't think so. That means they are getting through IoT or something else. But there are always such type of data available on internet.
Yeah, that is there, sir. Like images collection is there, which they say that these are the medical images. But right now, so we people are learning that from the sensors, we people are getting the data and we are storing that data on a cloud. So, if any of the cloud you are aware of, which can provide us this particular data for research purposes, is there any such clouds are there, sir? Any of the cloud you are aware of?
See, ma'am, what the problem is that when we do such type of work, okay,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
okay now what type of sensors or data that you want, that is very important. Okay,
Fine.
then yeah, then whatever the sensors that require and their data, then it is up to you on which sensors you are working.
Okay.
Correct. So
So
what you have to
fine.
do, what you have to do,
Yes.
you make your own simple hardware, okay, connect your sensors and put it on any of these databases, just like your Firebase or anything Speak or Adafruit is there, and these clouds provide their own data analytics softwares.
Okay.
Okay, so you implement your analytics software over this cloud itself, and then you analyze your data, real sensor data over there itself. So I think you
Okay.
don't need the, because suppose I'm sitting in Maharashtra in the Vidarbha region, okay, and I am
Fine.
having a data of my Vidarbha region, and
Hmm.
suppose from where place you are?
I'm in Delhi. Delhi.
Yeah. Now in the Delhi, if you process the Vidarbha region data there, how that will help you?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why.
But sir,
Yeah.
as I am a like computer science person and I am not very much comfortable with the hardware, I just want to know that Mr. Joshi has explained us the agriculture kind of thing, and he has given us that AgriCare software also, where the event logbooks were created, which were storing the census data. So just for like to help the to see how the things are working, or should we do something computer science people? So such type of things are not done in that field. Just a quick query
Yeah.
from my side, like.
Yeah. Yeah. I can understand what you want to say. Yeah. Actually, last time also we have discussed with the Joshi sir, and I said the same thing, that whether we as a external people can analyze your data.
Okay.
But they directly said that no, because there is some internal industry, their company policy, that they are not
Okay.
going to share any data to them. So we have, I think we need to look to the government agencies, those who are doing the such type of work. So they may be share. See what happens, just like the imaging, medical images is there. Okay, so if you take your MRI in Vidarbha, or if you take the MRI in Delhi with the same machine, it will be the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
But just like ECG or other data, because this data is not going to change, because the reference machine is same and the reference customer or the parameter is also same. But in case of the way you are saying that the data from some sensors, I think from environmentally every parameter is going to change.
Yes.
With the government agencies, I know just like in our region, there is one government agriculture college that provides such type of data if you would like to analyze. But that is not through the IoT. They have the data, but that is not through the IoT.
Fine, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, some in chat, some of the people have noted down that there is some of the medical imaging data is available that will help there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, any question from the participants? Okay, so we'll stop here.
Hello, sir. Sir,
Yes.
This is my last question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, with the help of this tool, can we get this data from any digital device?
Yes.
For example, like a weight machine, right? Nowadays, most of the devices are generally display the output in the digital the data. So, and the weight machine is also ready-made available. Or if we take a digital watch also, for example. So, how can we just get this the digital data in our application?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Or
Yes.
is there any tool for that?
No. You just connect your sensor with your controller, IoT board. Okay, and just send whatever the digital data is there to the your cloud.
Okay. Sir, my question
Yeah.
is, suppose I have a digital weight machine where if
Yes.
person stand on that, it will display the weight over there. Now what I want to do, I want to connect that machine and I
Yeah.
want to record that value in my software, in my means applications
Yes.
for
Yes.
analysis purpose. I don't want to note down the manually. It's
Okay.
just
Okay. Yeah.
so
So
like many persons are standing on the machine one by one, and just I want to retrieve the value from that digital device.
yeah. So in a weight machines, you can find there is a one weight sensor is there, which is connected with the one of the microcontroller there. Okay, and with this, there is a output of your whatever the data goes to your display device. You just take that display. Actually, you have to do some of the modification in your weight machine because your weight machine is not connected to the internet.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So either there should be a through USB connection with the computer. There you should get data, or you should do some of the modification in your weight machine in such a way that whatever the weight sensor data is there, that should come to any IoT device, and then it will
Okay.
be possible to get that data on your cloud and or record them.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other questions from the participants? So thank you all of you. Now we'll take a break of 30 minutes right now, and we'll join again at 4 p.m. and we'll see how the complete flow from hardware we can share the data to the Firebase database. Okay, it will take around 30 minutes to 45 minutes to get done with the hardware itself. So please be there. I will show you the complete path again, because now you come to know with the Firebase and MIT App Inventor. So I'll show you very fastly how to get the data from your hardware to the Firebase and again to your mobile app. So thank you all of you for joining the session. So I'm going to close this meeting. You please join at 4 p.m.